The Raymond James Women of Distinction Award was established 17 years ago to recognize Raymond James women who make a difference.
I have the honor of recognizing our Woman of Distinction for the Independent Contractor Division. Our recipient is a true pioneer in our industry. She earned her CFP designation in 1979, making her one of the first women in the Western United States to do so. She started her own practice in 1982. And fortunately for us, she joined Raymond James in 1989. She's been part of the Chairman's Council since 1992. She's pretty much been the top female producer every year since then. She's regularly recognized by Barron's as a top wealth advisor, and she was inducted into their Hall of Fame in 2019. She's also inducted into the Hall of Fame for Research magazine. She's been the top financial advisor in Oregon for the past 6 years. She was recognized by Investment News as a woman to watch in 2019. And this is just a fraction of the accolades throughout her career. Her passion is around taking care of her clients, of course. But she's also passionate about getting more women into the industry and to helping them to be successful. She co-founded the Women's Leadership Alliance, and their mission is to do just that. She's a well-respected speaker and writer nationally. She speaks on topics such as leadership, family dynamics across generations, and personal economics. She writes columns regularly for the Portland Business Journal. She has authored several books. At her firm, her influence has created a culture of giving back to the community. She serves on several boards, as you can imagine, and she currently serves on the President's Advancement Council for Warner Pacific College and has played a key role in developing the Social Entrepreneurship Degree Program. She's also a member of the Oregon Business Council Task Force on Poverty. This is not a comprehensive list of her accomplishments by any stretch, but just some highlights of a long, inspirational, and successful career. Please help me in congratulating a true woman of distinction, Judith McGee.
Thank you, Jody. I can't tell you how honored I am to be part of this community, the Raymond James Financial Services and Raymond James itself. This has been a great ride for us, for my team. I have a team of very, very special ladies. Lynette Dobbins, also my daughter, but she and I have worked together for 33 years and is so responsible for so much of what's happened in my career and in our whole practice. Jennifer Kern-Guttridge started with us when she was 20 years old. I always say her only other job was driving a combine, although she might think she did some other things, but she's one of the most remarkable certified financial planners you'll ever meet, commands an amazing group of clients. And then there's Sarah Berry. And Sarah joined us just about 1.5 years ago. We've known her for 20 years. You know, just an upcoming leader, talent, so important to our firm. And the rest of the team, of course, not one of them missing a beat in this time of COVID. So one of the things you asked me to do, besides being so honored and so grateful and giving my thanks to all of you, is to share something that may be inspirational. And it reminded me that we're really in a time that you might feel anxious and a little scared or uncertain about things. This is one of those valleys of our lives. And so if you can think of times where you have growth or you have success, you can find that pony in the horse shit, as my dad used to tell me, or you can take something that seems to be a little challenging and turn it into something very positive. So when you have a valley in your life, when you have these kinds of challenges, think of it as you don't have vision because you just can't see. If you were a hiker and you were mountain climbing and you get to the top of that mountain, then you see that vision. You can see in far distances. And in front of you, there's this valley, and that valley is green and lush. And that's really the lesson of this time of COVID. We are in a valley, but we're also in a time of transformation, of exciting changes, of renewal, and of growth. So take this time to create a tribe around you of support of ladies like those that you know within the network. and embrace each other, encourage each other, grow together, be leaders, and enjoy this time. Thank you.
I'm Tosh Elwin, President and CEO of Raymond James and Associates, and I have the honor this evening of recognizing the 2020 RJA Woman of Distinction. This individual has been serving her clients since 1983, and she's made a difference in her commitment not only to clients, but also to her colleagues, as well as the community in which she lives and works. She's active as a board member of the Women's Leadership Alliance, which is a nonprofit dedicated to seeing more success for women advisors in this noble profession. And in addition to that, she's dedicated to serving the next generation as well. And she does this through her support of a nonprofit called Funding the Future, which is providing financial literacy education to high school students. And they do it, believe it or not, through musical performances in the high schools. And not only has this individual hosted Funding the Future in a number of high schools in her community over the years, but she's also been known to host the entire band in her house for days at a time as they're there to perform. In addition to this, she's been very active over the years in supporting Miles for Melanoma Philadelphia. And she does this in memory of her late stepdaughter, April. So it's my great honor and privilege this evening to recognize the 2020 Raymond James and Associates Woman of Distinction, Danielle Page.
Thank you, Tosh, for this great recognition. I have to say that everything I do is a team effort. I was raised to be the best at everything I do on a daily basis and to always be willing to improve. It was 37 years ago that I came into this industry to join my father, working with so many families and generations. And it's their stories that really has inspired me to continue to want to improve, to do better for all of these families. Aaron Cresco joined the team 20 years ago. We came to Raymond James, and again, we found another family that encouraged education and growth. The networks and the opportunities to share and collaborate, from summer development to the regional conferences to the club trips. All of these professionals have helped everyone on my team to be better so that we can all grow and be better for our clients. Others at Raymond James have inspired me to be more and to do more. Of course, life often brings challenges, and my husband and Mark and I have found new ways to be able to give back. So, Tosh, I want to say thank you for continuing this great culture that Raymond James has of sharing and openness so that we can all be better people for everybody.
Good evening. I'm Jamie Coulter,